Okay, so I think it's November the 4th, I think, and these are my lantanas that, I am just so impressed with how pretty they still are. They're holding up very well. And now then I have these things, I think they're called rain lilies, someone said. They just sprouted up, these things over here. Just sprouted up, but they're just beautiful. They came up in the springtime, and they were just beautiful white flowers. And then I have my basil. That's, I don't know. Hopefully it'll go to flower, but I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna make it to that. My hope was that it would have went to flower and then spreaded some more seeds and then come up in the springtime, but I don't know. And then the spearmint is just out of control. I actually had to trim this back some because it's just, it went all the way down to the ground. You see that? It's just, it doesn't need any assistance from me. It's all in there. But the basil did really well this year. It looks like some is dying off down here. So, I don't know. I'm just letting it do whatever it wants to do. And then the kale. I forgot what kind of kale this is, but that's gotten bigger. And whatever this is, I don't even know. I don't know what that is. That's, I don't know what it's doing, but it's finally growing. And some lettuce. The lettuce, I don't know what's up with the lettuce. The lettuce is just, I don't know. It's just not doing well. But then I had the onions outside. I brought them outside, and they're still holding up. It's been cold, and I don't think they're gonna make it. But hopefully they'll come back in springtime. And Mr. over here, what are you doing? Yeah. Say hi. Say hi. That's Mr. But over here, I put some broccoli seeds, and they're coming up. They're holding up. So I put this little vinegar container that I had to make almost like a greenhouse to kind of protect them. Because it's really cold, but they're still holding up. And then I have some radishes. This is my experiment section here. The radishes, this is my first time trying. Well, I've tried to grow radish, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. I think I was overwatering, so I just let those be, covered them up with this little thing here, and now I'm just letting them grow. Once they got a couple more leaves on there, I was like, okay, I think they're safe. So that's an experiment. And then some more lettuce over here. So, and then another thing is, I'm trying, another experiment is the hugula. Hugula? I don't know. But I have a whole bunch of sticks down here, my compost, some dirt, and I don't know what these are, but they started sprouting up. But I actually have potatoes in here because, I plant those, put those in there, and they'll come up later next year. Some garlic that I planted this fall, and that's for next year. And yeah, and then what surprised me was my peppers finally decided that they wanted to, let's see if I can get in here. They decided that they wanted to start growing. I'm like, you know what? I can't. Nature is just doing its own thing, and I need to just let it do it. So then that's a rose cutting that I took from another part of the yard. And that's another thing that I've been doing, is taking cuttings. Instead of spending money on flowers, taking cuttings from the flowers that I actually like and trying to propagate them so that I can have more flowers. And that's been going pretty well. This apple tree, I don't know what is up with this season. I just don't know. Some weird things are happening, and I don't get it. This apple tree, all its leaves fell off. I moved it over here because it wasn't doing well over there. But now the leaves are growing back. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, I just don't. I had to spray it because there's a tree my neighbor has that gave it a fungus. And so I was like, okay, it's not doing well. It got a fungus. Let's spray it with the fungicide. And so hopefully next year I'll get some apples. All my apples fell off this year. So I was a little disappointed about that, but that's okay. You know, you always have next year. And then let's see. Leave that alone. Then over here, I have another compost. I throw a lot of branches in there, kind of like a hugula. You know, I have a lot of branches, so I decided to just do a whole nother compost in here. That has all food scraps and cardboard, and I actually got that tip from somebody. I think it's Diva Jones that kind of gave me that tip. I totally forgot about all the cardboard boxes that we use. I'm like, I could put that in there. Here's my more kale. Let's zoom in a little bit. Some more kale. That's some valerian. I actually cut that back. Leave that alone. I cut that back, and it is growing. I mean, so I froze some of it because I like to use it for tea. And but that is really, that's doing really well. My rosemary, for whatever reason, does well, it seems like, in the winter. And then when the summertime comes, I don't know what happens. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure rosemary out. There's another compost in place container that I use, and I can move. I've been moving that around depending on the need, but I've been trying to put compost in place in each of these beds. And so underneath that rosemary, that bottom pot has compost in there. It has nice food scraps. And I did the same thing over here. So that green bottom has food scraps as well. And then the zinnias, I mean, I don't know, the zinnias is just, I'm so impressed with them. I actually saved some of their seeds so I can replant some more. Then my celery from the store is still holding up. So I'm happy with that. These tomato plants, Christian, these tomato plants, hold on, let's see what he's doing, because he waited for me to get busy. There he is. Come on over here. As soon as I got busy, he decides that he wants to go walk off. So I had to check on that. These tomato plants are volunteers. And look at that, they're still green. I realize this video has now gone off the tracks, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect or anything. This is my life. But here's the tomato plants that are still holding on, and we've gotten down to, I think, 45 degrees, and look at them, still green. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. My pepper plants, I think this pepper plant might be wrapping it up. I have one over there that's still holding on. I'm just gonna leave it there, but I think this one is wrapping it up, I think. And then my sorrel, and that has been doing well all throughout the winter. Last winter I had no problem. And then the great thing about the sorrel is that it's so sweet in the wintertime. I don't know what's up with that, but it's really sweet in the wintertime for me. So I like that because I put it in my smoothies. And then this is my gooseberry, which I did get a couple of gooseberries. If you watched my last video, I got a couple of gooseberries. And what I decided to do, and I think what I did wrong, I've been doing wrong, is cutting off these new branches. Because I've noticed that right here, can you see that? Right there is new growth, which I think is gonna bring forth my gooseberries. So I'm just gonna leave it. That's what I decided to do. I said, you know what, you're just doing too much. You're doing too much. You're messing with nature too much. Just leave things alone as much as possible. Then I planted some beans in here in this bed to help with the nitrogen. And so You know, those are just in there. And another beautiful zinnia popped up. Oh, I just love it, love it, love it, love it. But I have some purslane, not the kind you can eat. I got that from the nursery. And she explained to me, you can't eat that. So I was glad she said that because who knows what will happen to me. But that's just a little bit of what's going on. Oh, let me show you what popped up over here. Now this is where I just throw stuff. You know, I have all kinds of stuff in here. I have dirt, I have like paper, grass clippings. So I decided to throw some garlic scraps. Well, not garlic scraps, but garlic. I just didn't feel like messing with the garlic. But I had some extra small ones. And can you see that? Let's see if I can zoom in. Garlic is coming up. And I don't know what that is. But like I said, I throw a lot of dirt in here. This is from a plant. Some flowers I had. I threw that in here. I don't know where that came from. And it's still green. I don't know how long ago that was. But yeah, so this is my pile. It has, I mean, like I said, it has all kinds of crap in it. And stuff is trying to grow. So I'm just going to let it do what it wants to do. I'm like, whatever comes up, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just not trying to stress. And try to make this as easy as possible. You know, so that's what's going on. Now I have the radishes. I put some radishes. I forgot it. There's so many different things I put around in here as experiments. Here's some radishes, but I also planted some daikon radishes in one of the beds, and they're coming up. But these are the radishes, the regular radishes. And I just planted them here, left them. I'm like, okay, fine, do whatever you want to do. I'm just learning. I'm still learning. And to see what's going to work and what isn't going to work. Unfortunately, we had a little storm and my plum tree has taken a beating. Look at that. You see that? The branches fell off. So I put the branches over here in hopes that they'll start rooting and maybe I can make some more plum trees. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Look at Mister. He's over here. We have to get going. He's playing and being a kid. And that's what I love. I love it. I just love watching him just run around and just be a kid. And sometimes he's more of a kid than I like him to be. You know, but hey, that's what children do. Okay, well, I hope everyone has a great day, and I will talk to you soon.